Hi, everyone. Kate Byers, founder of Corporate Women Unleashed, where we teach high-achieving women and executive women how to create amazing balance. Really enjoy your personal life and not have to sacrifice that, but you also don't have to sacrifice an astoundingly successful career. Super excited to come talk to you today because I have a really, really simple broadcast. And it's really funny because we hear this all the time from women who we chat with on the phone. This comes up over and over again with our clients. And it seems like such a simple solution, but I'm going to explain to you why it's not. And we're talking about top performer burnout. Again, my name is Kathleen Byers, and I'm the founder of Corporate Women Unleashed, where we help executive women achieve really high levels of well-being in their private life without having to change their careers one bit. So what we're going to talk about is a little bit from my own personal experience, but it's really a lot of what we see in the psychology of the women we work with over and over again. And if you're a top performer, if you're a high achiever, if you're someone who has grown very quickly up the corporate ladder, then this broadcast is for you. Because what happens is, as we start out in our careers, we are just wired to achieve. It just feels good, right? And so we're achieving. And as we've talked about so many times before, as women, we can, and as achievers, we continue to add more amazing things to our life, whether that's relationships or a house or a new career. We move, overseas, we move across the United States and blah, blah, blah. And so we have all these different things that are happening to us, these incredible changes. And at some point we get to a level where, 10 years in, 15 years in, 20 years in, we're like, okay, this was supposed to be really amazing. I was supposed to be having this really amazing life right now. And I'm feeling unfulfilled. I'm feeling trapped. I'm feeling like I'm letting the people that care about me down because I'm not there enough for them. I feel like I'm missing out. So I don't know if any of those have ever sounded like you, or you can relate to that. I certainly can. And what's really going on is that we just are not asking for the life we want because for several reasons, but the biggest reason is that we feel like we have the life that everybody wants. Does anyone else relate to that? Like if you do, put a 1 in the comments, right? Because I think that is something we all need to really engage in that and fess up to. A lot of times when you have a life that so many people are striving for, there's a sense of like, how could I want anything more? Okay, but if you're an achiever and you're wired for that, you do want more. Or whatever that is, why are you not getting the life you want? Why do you feel trapped? Why do you feel like there's always so much work, so much pressure, so much going on upstairs that you can't just relax and enjoy the simple moments of your life? And one of the reasons is that you're not asking. And I think this is so, I know it sounds silly. I'm almost like, I can't believe I just said that. You are not asking. How many of you have asked for a different quality of life in your work environment? How many of you have asked for different resources? How many of you have asked to reshape or recalibrate a project, a team, rescope, create a new deliverable? How often are you doing that? And why not? Okay. And so this seems like such a simple strategy. And one of the things I've said over and over again is that strategies are not the way to freedom. Okay. If you've tried strategies before, you've tried delegating, you've tried time management, you've tried blocking off your calendar, you've tried prioritization and all these great things, wonderful strategies. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. I think they're fantastic. I love efficiency. I love streamlining. I love productivity. Love it. However, if you're still working and you're finding that you have 40 hours of meetings a week and you're living on airplanes, you're taking work home with you either mentally or physically, you're working on the weekends, all this crazy stuff that a lot of us high achieving women do, there's a few reasons. And one is you're not asking. So why are you not asking? Well, the first reason is, and we see this a lot, is that you love your job. I know it sounds crazy. You're burning out, but you love your job. A lot of high achievers get a thrill from their work. It feels good. It juices you. You get adrenaline rush. It's like this crazy addiction. It's like, oh, this just feels so good. It's tangible. You get results. We get attaboys. It feels great. And so why would we ask to change something that feels great, right? That doesn't make sense. And so a lot of times what we do is we just continue doing this thing that feels so amazing and wonderful. And it's everything else in life that we try to somehow compromise and say, well, okay, somehow this time it's going to work. I'll figure out a way to spend more time with, my partner. Next time I'll make it up to them. I'll figure out a way to do this. And then it just never happens and it never happens. And inside we start feeling, lonelier and more isolated and more, bad about ourselves because we know that we're not living up to the life we really want. But we don't ask because we love our job. Okay. And if it feels great and you're loving it, then you're not going to ask. The other reason we don't ask is fear-based. We're scared what would happen if we ask. Okay. And this is very endemic to women. Like, how many times as a child did someone say, grandpa's talking. Hold on a minute. Don't interrupt. Okay. This is said more to women than it's ever said to men. Okay. And I'm not letting guys off the hook here, because guys have issues with asking sometimes too. Again, I don't ever want to make this a black and white male female thing, because that's not what we're about. But over and over again, girls are asked to be nice girls. Don't interrupt grandpa. He's talking. Your mother might say, you need to wait until the adults are finished, then you can speak. Has that ever happened to you? Put a 2 in the comments if this has ever happened to you. It happened to me a bunch. I knew that when I was out in public, I was expected to behave a certain way. And speaking up was not one of those ways that was acceptable in my childhood. Okay. So speaking up and asking for what we want, there's a lot of fear around what will people think of me. I'll be seen as too aggressive. I'll hurt someone's feelings. I'll be abrupt. I'll be the bitch, the bitch or the bull in the china shop lady or whatever. So fear has a lot to do with it. And we see this over and over again with so many of our clients who are in incredibly powerful positions in their company, like no joke. And we'll say, well, why don't you just ask for more resources? Oh, you don't understand, Kate. There's the budget. There's the merger. There's this personality. There's this. There's all these reasons. And I'm like, all right, well, have you asked? They're like, no. And I'm like, ask. So the reason we don't ask, guys, is buried in our psychology. And this is why human behavior is so incredibly powerful. And it's just it is such an amazing, amazing gift to have this knowledge, because once you do, there is no fear of the ask. You understand very clearly who the other people are in the room that you're speaking with, what their psychology is, what their needs are, what do they need. And so you know how to ask in a way that's not going to be belligerent, that's not going to be rude, that's going to help everyone come to the same conclusion, which is you potentially getting what you want or some version close to it. Obviously, we don't always get exactly what we want. And so you just ask. We have one client right now. I just love her to death. She literally has 40 hours of meetings scheduled every single week. That's before she gets on an airplane. That's before she does her own workload. That's before any of that. All of that flying and her own work happens after hours and on the weekends. No joke. And so she's like, hey, there's no way. You don't understand. You don't understand what my company's like. You don't understand what's going on. So I said, look, okay, I want you to ask where do you need different resources? And so you know what? She went and asked. Now it's not right away, because what we had to do first was work on her psychology. Where does this fear come from? Why do you, and it's not even fear. And I want to make sure you guys understand that, because no one is sitting around going, I'm really afraid to ask. Like, we're not a bunch of wallflowers here, people. It's like, it is a subconscious rationalization is what that fear is turned into, which is like, no, you can't really ask because we're going through this big merger and acquisition. And besides, everybody's working 80-hour weeks right now. That is still a fear-based response, even though in your mind, it sounds very rational. Okay. It's still a fear-based response, because otherwise you would just ask and just be curious, like, hey, whatever the ask is. And then you just negotiate from there and see what happens, right? It's just, you come from a place of possibility and curiosity when there's no fear. When there's fear, we come from these rationalized view of the world where, well, we can't ask because So the same thing was going on with this client. And so we worked her through that and where a lot of that came from. And then we said, okay, great. So now what can you do to start creating the work environment you need to survive, not just to survive, but to thrive? What do you need? And she's like, well, I need less time on airplanes. I need less time. I need more time to do my own work. I need this and this. Okay, great. So now you have a vision for what that needs to be. So what do you need to do to make that possible? And one of the things she needed to make it possible was she had this more junior team member, and this project that was just like literally the pink elephant in the room she kept ignoring, because she felt, my client felt like she had to do it personally. And she went and asked. She said, hey, I think that you could be great at this project. And once she let go of the fear of like letting that go to someone else, and it's not that she's not a phenomenal leader. She is. She has a great team. She's a great coach. She's a great mentor. She's not someone who's like mine. But again, because we cannot see this fear-based thought process inside ourselves, until you learn how to see it, you're just reacting to that. And on this particular project, she just thought that she had to do it. She had all these logical reasons why she was the one that had to do the project. She went and gave it to this other girl. The other girl just rose to the occasion. She was so privileged that she got to do it. And she did it like 10 times better than the executive that I'm working with. And my client was just like blown away. She's like, oh my God, that is this huge piece of my workload off my plate, and it's done better than ever. And it's phenomenal. The other thing she did was she went and asked for resources, and she got it. She got some consultants that are now helping her out. So she doesn't have to be on airplanes as much. I mean, there's just, I could give you 1,000 examples where we see this over and over again, that women don't ask. Again, we have other clients who weren't asking because the addiction, the high of the work was so incredible that like being at home was like kind of a letdown. Like sometimes, you know, just going to the gym every night or going out to wine night with the girls, or, you know, going home to just have like, you know, your 9 millionth mashed potato dinner with your family, a lot of times doesn't really jazz you. And so if you don't understand how to create a thriving home life or a thriving private life that's really exciting for you, if you're just kind of going through the routine, there is no reason to ever ask, right? Like, why would you do that? Because it's not as amazing as it is to be at work. You're not going to get the same feeling. But still the same thing is going on in your psychology is you're not asking for more room in your schedule. We have women all the time that we work with whose bosses, whose HR leadership, who are saying, you have to take time. You have to stop working so much. You need a break. You're going to burn out. We are concerned. We're going to lose you. Like, they're getting this message over and over again. And they're like, I'm hearing it. They're hearing it from their husbands. Their husbands are saying, I feel like I'm playing second fiddle. I love you, but I don't get this, you know, and they come to us and say, I don't understand why I'm doing this. Like, I see that I'm doing this. I don't want to do this, but I keep doing it. And again, it's a fear-based reaction to things that have happened long, long, long ago, that once you uproot that and you start seeing like, wait a minute, what's really going on here, that you can just release that. And then you can ask and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to ask to not take this plane flight. I'm going to ask to travel less. I'm going to ask for something different. We had another client who's actually re-scoping where she's going to work. She's got a new job opportunity. And she was so excited because she talked with the recruiter, and the recruiter was like, wow. It was like, you have amazing clarity about what you want in your career, in your life. And of course, she's just getting ready to graduate with us. So it was like so exciting to hear that. And she's like, I don't know if I've ever been in this place before. Like, that is certainty. There's no fear there. There's no what's going to happen. Oh my gosh, I got to show up and impress everybody. I got to be this person. She goes, I just walked in and I was authentic. I just got to be me. And she asked for what she wanted, and not in a, hey, okay, well, if I'm going to come work for you, this is the way it's going to look, dude. Like, nothing that was aggressive, nothing that was confrontational, because that's not authentic to most women, right? That's not who we want to be. It's not that we want to be good girls, but we also don't want to be, the glass chewing bitch, right? So it was so beautiful that she just got to have this very authentic experience of just feeling very comfortable, asking great questions, talking about, where she wants to go next, listening and hearing more about the opportunity. And it was just this great dialogue. And that's the way it should be. When you ask, it's not a demand. It's not, you better do this if. It's not having some sort of merciless leverage on someone where they feel like they have to do what you want to do. It's just feeling completely centered in yourself, where you don't have this compulsion that you have to be working all the time, or you're not valuable, or life's not fun, or you're going to be less engaged if you're not working. And it's also not a fear of, oh, I better not ask. What if they say no? What will people think? Everyone else is doing it. And all these other rationalizations that we come up with. It's just simply asking, this is the life I want. This is the environment I want. This is how we are going to work on this team under my leadership. This is how I get results. And when you start approaching your career and your trajectory and your success from a place like that, it is just a complete game changer. You're no longer caught in that trap of, I can be happy, I can be successful. I can be happy, I can be successful. You just go truly create success on your terms. And again, when I say on your terms, I don't mean you get what you want when you want. That's not what it is. You are navigating, negotiating, influencing, and just asking. So go ask. That's it, right? So thank you guys so much for being here on this broadcast. I know the message is simple, but it's a huge, impactful one. And without the shift in psychology, the strategy doesn't work. And I say this over and over again, because it would just like, if my trainer says, Kate, you need to do sit-ups, I'd be like, yeah, sit-ups, I got to go do sit-ups. But if sit-ups represent to me something subconsciously, which means it's hard, it's uncomfortable, it takes too much time, it's going to hurt. And I may not even be rationally thinking that, but in my subconscious being, that impression is there. I'll do the sit-ups for a while from sheer willpower or because I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the trainer or whatever. But then after a while, I'll just get off the wagon again. And we see this over and over again. Like when we just teach leadership strategies, when we just teach career strategies, when we just teach those pieces, if you don't shift the underlying psychology of the high achiever, then you just revert back to where you were, which is, like I said, that addicted feeling, that high, that fear. And then the ask doesn't work anymore, or any of the strategies that you try. So really, really powerful. And I hope you guys understand that. Listen, again, it's Kate Byers. Thank you guys for coming and listening to the broadcast. Please share this with someone else. Put their name in the comments, forward it to someone. There's another woman out there who needs this. It may not be you, but there's a woman out there who's burning out, who is looking at stepping back from her career and really suffering and paying the price for making a decision that may not really be fulfilling for her, but she doesn't know where else to go. And we don't want her to burn out, and we don't want her to step back, but we also don't want any woman suffering in their highly successful career. Success and happiness are not mutually exclusive, okay? And if you happen to be a highly successful woman and you are struggling with burnout, you know that the next step for you is probably going to be stepping back, changing jobs again, doing something else that you don't want to do. Give us a call. Let's see what's going on. See if we can help. Let's get you a game plan. If working with us is a fit, fantastic. That's what we'll do. If not, we'll refer you elsewhere or get you some other resources. So guys, thank you again for showing up today, and I will see you next time.